Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, has officially stepped down as chairman after more than 5 decades of leadership. You know, we've been talking about this for months now that he was going to step down, but now it's official. His resignation follows allegations of workplace racism and gender bias, which Schwab and the WEF have denied. So wait a minute. Are you saying that the global elitists from the World Economic Forum are racist? Really? Who would have thought that? Schwab emphasized the importance of inclusive dialogue in navigating global challenges during his departure state. Former Nestle chairman Peter Braybeck Let Maith, I know I killed his name, will serve as interim chairman until a successor is chosen. The WEF aims to continue fostering collaboration among leaders from various sectors and regions, they say. But Schwab's decision marks a significant transition for the organization. Walgreens has agreed to a $300 million settlement with U.S. prosecutors over allegations that it improperly filled millions of invalid opioid prescriptions. The company will pay the amount over 6 years with an additional $50 million required if it undergoes a merger or sale before 2032. The Justice Department accused Walgreens of ignoring warning signs that prescriptions were fraudulent and then seeking federal reimbursement, violating the Controlled Substance Act and the False Claims Act. If it was a person doing this, they would get locked up. But Walgreens just get a fine. No one goes to prison over this. But Walgreens stated that the resolution was meant to avoid ongoing litigation costs and uncertainty without admitting any wrongdoing. The case is part of broader efforts to hold pharmaceutical companies accountable for their role in the opioid epidemic, with numerous firms collectively paying around $50 billion in settlements. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports nearly 727,000 opioid overdose deaths in the US between 1999 and 2022. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer has referred former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo to the Department of Justice for criminal prosecution. Comer alleges that Cuomo knowingly lied to Congress about his involvement in the 2020 report concerning COVID-19 deaths in New York nursing homes. I mean, we know that he lied. He was putting COVID patients in there with the elderly, knowingly getting them sick and killing them. But documents suggest Cuomo played a direct role in editing the report to deflect responsibility for the high number of fatalities. And this dude had the audacity to run for mayor of New York City. Are you serious? Despite prior referrals to the DOJ under the Biden administration, no action was taken, of course, because he had a D next to his name, prompting Comer to renew the request. Republicans assert that Cuomo's statements regarding his lack of involvement in the report was false, backed by witness testimony and internal documents. As Cuomo prepares for a potential run for the New York City mayor race, the controversy surrounding his handling of the pandemic continues to draw scrutiny. Senator Elizabeth Warren struggled to defend her past remarks about President Biden's mental acuity during a podcast interview. When pressed about her previous statements, she hesitated and offered vague responses, claiming she had not observed any decline at that time. If y'all haven't watched the video, I suggest y'all watch it. It's disturbing that she like froze. Her defense, which included phrases like "he was on his feet," was criticized as insufficient and unconvincing. Because he was on his feet, everything was okay. The exchange highlighted growing concerns within the Democratic Party about Biden's cognitive abilities and the challenges of maintaining public confidence. Warren's awkward performance has provided political ammunition for critics questioning the administration's transparency. The Arizona Democratic Party is facing internal turmoil as its chairman, Robert Branscombe II, accused Senator Mark Kelly, who I'm definitely not a fan of, and Ruben Gallego of intimidation over his choice of executive director. Branscombe claimed one senator threatened to withdraw fundraising support, while the other warned of consequences if he doesn't reverse his decision. In response, state Democratic leaders criticized Branscombe, stating he had lost their trust. This conflict highlights deeper divisions within the party, which has struggled since losing ground in the 2024 elections and seeing Arizona flip to Donald Trump. Branscombe, who alleged a racially charged remark from a Kelly aide, vowed to maintain his independence and resist coercion. Removing him as chairman would require 2/3 vote from the Democratic State Committee. Senator Raphael Warnock is facing an ethics complaint over his rent-free residence in a $1 million luxury home provided by Ebenezer Baptist Church, where he serves as a part-time pastor. Must be nice living in a mansion, $1 million home for free. The complaint alleges that the arrangement violates Senate ethics rules, as the value of the housing benefit far exceeds the part-time nature of his work. Critics, including a former associate of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., argued that the church's funds were intended for modest accommodations, not luxury living. The timing of the church's purchase of the home shortly before Warnock's re-election has also raised questions about potential conflicts of interest. Additionally, Warnock did not disclose the value of the housing in his financial filings, which could be a violation of the Ethics in Government Act. The Senate Ethics Committee has yet to determine whether the arrangement complies with its rules. Lastly, the Trump administration has repealed a Biden-era highway emissions rule that would have required states to measure carbon dioxide emissions on federally funded highways and set reduction goals. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy criticized the regulation as a barrier to infrastructure projects, emphasizing the administration's commitment to revitalizing America's highways without political influence. Organizations representing truckers and contractors praised the decision, arguing that the rule would have delayed essential road and bridge improvements while increasing costs. I mean, this is why they push this so-called global warming agenda, is so they have more control. They want to put constraints. They want to get rid of our way of living, is basically what this stuff is. And we will end up paying more in the long run. Thank God President Trump has came in and done something about this. But rural states, which rely heavily on long-distance driving, of course, express concerns about the mandate's financial burden. Critics of the rule highlighted its potential to disrupt local priorities and contribute to inflation through higher shipping costs. The repeal reflects a broader push for deregulation and streamlined transportation policies. Thank God for that. But that's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.